Hi there. Good morning. How are you today? This is Kathy Burris showing up live, getting my camera situated a little bit. So I recently listened to an interview and the first question they ask is, so what's in your cup? So what's in your cup? I actually have a cold drink in my cup today. It's a water with a special supplement added to it called LMNT. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's been a good alternative for me with some of my health issues, and it's kind of a salty drink, and my body seems to respond to that, and that's not why I got on this morning. So I'm not sure I'm going to ask that question again, but what's in your cup this morning? Just curious. So one of the questions, this is one of my 13 videos, 13 stories of 13 years of Green Hope coaching, and I've been in the stories telling you a little bit about my journey, and as I tell you a little bit about my journey, hopefully you connect with some of your own journey in the process. And I had an awareness this week. There was some training that I did last week that has stirred other thoughts, that has caused me to go to my mastermind group and say, hey, what about? And they've helped me think through some stuff. My coaches helped me think through some of what I do as I move forward from here, what that looks like. And one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about is maybe you, the woman that I work with. Over the last 13 years, when I first started coaching and started this practice, I started with the tagline of seeing green hope in a brown world, because I felt like it was after Alicia had died. I was coming to a place of, it was 4 years later, I thought, I need to do something with my pain that matters. And so I started Green Hope Coaching, and I've told that story before, but of the name, so you'll have to go back and check on that. But the thing that I wanted to do is to help people that were hurting as bad as I had hurt, so that they didn't have to hurt so bad. And over the years, working with the grieving woman, grieving mamas in particular, where my heart is, but the woman who's grieving something, and the grief is not necessarily just the loss of a loved one. You know, it could be the loss of our health, it could be the loss of a dream, it could be the loss of a relationship, it could be the loss of so many things that we end up grieving. But it started with me wanting to help the grieving mamas that are there. The thing about that is that as a coach, you want to have an outcome, a transformation, a destination that you're aiming for. Okay, remember I told you that a coach starts with where you are now and helps you look forward to where you want to be. But when you're experiencing deep grief, you can hardly breathe sometimes, let alone think about what your next meal is going to be, let alone think about what your next year is going to look like. Because honestly, suddenly, your grief has caused you to take and question whether you can even know what the future holds, or whether you want to know what the future holds, or whether you're going to survive to get to the future. And I really got into coaching so that I could tell my woman, my grieving mama, you're not going crazy. This is part of the journey. It's okay. But I struggled because I couldn't point her to a time where she would feel better. I couldn't point her to a time where she was going to be fixed, where she would not be a grieving mama anymore. And I know people say you got to move on, but honey, you don't always move on. Oh, you move forward, you take steps. I'm taking steps. I've gone ahead and done some more things, but I will forever and always now be a grieving mama, because I gave birth to that baby. I watched her grow a little bit. Some don't even get that opportunity to watch them grow. I did. Either way, there's an ache there that my grieving mama longs to find relief for. And she longs to know that this is gonna pass. And along with that, she longs to know that God is gonna show up, even if she can't see him right now. She longs to know that he's going to be big enough for this pain. How do I know? Because those are some of my longings. Those are some of the reasons I got into coaching, is because I needed somebody to help me see that. And I had people that helped me do that, and I wanted to help other people. Our greatest suffering often becomes our greatest ministry to the world. But my woman is not just a grieving mama. And she may not be a grieving mama. She may be grieving something else. Or she may not even be aware that she's grieving yet. But she knows that she's stuck somehow. She comes to Green Hope Coaching. She comes to me to work with me because she knows she's stuck somehow. And she's longing for a way to do what matters, but she doesn't know what that is. She's longing, and I'm looking at some notes here because I've just been working on this week. She's longing to do what God wants her to do. Oh, she really does want to do what God wants her to do. Again, she doesn't know what that is. And every time she takes a step forward, she feels like she's got this. Do you remember the game Tether? The tetherball game that we used to play when we were kids. Do they still play that now? I know my kids played it at times. But the tetherball game where there's a ball that's attached to a rope that's attached to a pole, and you hit the ball and it goes around and you hit it the other way, and you play back and forth with someone, or you play by yourself. The beauty of a ball being tethered to a pole is it comes back to you. But when you're a woman trying to make a difference, trying to do something that matters, and you hit the ball and it keeps coming back and hitting you in the face, you think, why can't I get forward? Why can't I move ahead? What's stopping me? Why am I so stuck? And I heard that. I have heard that so many times. I want to make a difference, but I feel so stuck. How do I recognize her? Ding! I've seen her in my mirror a lot. 13 years. I've been working to move forward and make a difference and do my own things. And I have found so many stuck places of my own. And yet, I have seen so many ways that God has used my stuck places and my grief places to help my woman move forward in her own journey. Which leads me to the other reason women come in to Green Hope Coaching is they're ready. They're ready to do the thing that matters. They're kind of getting clear on what that is, but they're not quite sure how to do it, and that's where we take our next steps. We learn to create ripples using our design, using our voice, not just our physical voice, but our being of voice, the way God made us to speak out to the world, to show ourselves, to express ourselves, to create, to be in the world. And so my woman she's ready. She's ready to take that. She's done the hard work of the grief. And she's done the hard work of identifying what's causing her to be stuck, whether that's a limiting belief, whether that's a past message that just keeps pounding her that she needs to deal with and recognize, at least, if not deal with, how to process the outcome of that message in her life. She's now ready to look at her voice, to look at her story and glean and harvest the messages, the tips, the tools that have helped her, that could help someone else. And it might not be from a stage. It might not be from a platform like this. It might not be with words. It might be with service. It might be with finances. It might be with coming alongside one other person. It might be with accomplishing a task that helps others. How you create the ripple is so unique to who you are. So, if any of those resonated with you, my woman has experienced most of those, all of those. And she's at a place where she's ready to take a next step. I got something for you. Now, I've been hesitating to put some things out there because I have a grandbaby coming, and I've been hesitant to make any commitments until I know what's happening there. But I will be putting some things out as far as opportunities. You can go to kathyburruss.com, and it's going to give you some great opportunities to connect with me, to begin to recognize whether it's grief, or whether it's stuck, or whether it's just not knowing how to do what you want to do next. That's all part of what we do here at Green Hope Coaching. I love what I do, mostly because I've learned it the hard way, and in learning it the hard way, I wish I could make it easier. Like I said, with grief, I can't fix it. I can't make it better. I can't make it go away. I'm so sorry. But I can walk with you in it. With the stuck places, oh, I can't unstick you, but you can. And I can help you do that. I can help you think through what are the things you're thinking and what are the things you're believing that are causing you to be stuck. We can do something about that. And if you're ready to create ripples, oh, girlfriend, I'm right there with you. Learning to use my voice in a new way at this stage of my life. Learning to take my message to new places at this stage of my life. It's not like it was 13 years ago, and I'm not exactly the same either. So how about you? Would Green Hope Coaching be a place for you to connect? I hope so. I'd love to create safe spaces for women to really own their beauty and their worth, and to take their stage, their platform, whatever that is, whether it's behind the scenes or whether it's up front of lots of people or just one person in your face. I want to help you do that. So, hope you'll join me. Check out what's going on at kathyburruss.com. And again, there's stuff that's coming. It's not all there yet, but be watching for it. I'd love to see you there. Talk to you later.